Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel, and here's the headline from Daily Hodl. Early XRP investor who rode 50,000% rally explains how to find crypto assets with parabolic potential. Can you imagine having gone through that? If you were in the proper position to be aware, and I know that some people listening were around way back in the day, but it's a small percentage. The community, the XRP community, was a fraction of what it is today. But can you imagine, for the rest of us that weren't there, what it would have been like to, have discovered, holy hell, there's this cryptocurrency, and fine, it's being labeled by Bitcoin maxis as a banker's coin, but maybe there's something to this in terms of utility. Can you imagine coming across that, going against the grain, not listening to the Bitcoin maxis? At this point, there isn't even functional software from Ripple, or positioning XRP as a bridge currency. There isn't a full plan, but still investing in it because something loosely sounds like it might be there, and then writing that to a 50,000% increase in price. That is freaking wild. Now, the individual that they're talking about here, the individual is, unfortunately, none other than Crypto Bitlord. But even so, I think it's a cool story, so I wanted to share this with you. Now, many of you listening are well aware of who Crypto Bitlord is. He's an individual who is very pro-Ripple and XRP, even back in the day, as you will soon find. I'm going to share with you some quotes. Again, going against the grain, verbally confronting the Bitcoin maxi, saying, no, you're basically effectively being an idiot stick, get your ideology out of the way. He even got an XRP tattoo, and now he does not like Ripple, does not like XRP. So it's like, wow, talk about going from that, like just a complete 180. But before we talk any further through this, if you would please delicately tap that like button, I would definitely appreciate the support. And also, I do want to say, I understand that for some of you listening out there right this very second, this might be your very first time ever using the internet, in which case you're not a subscriber to the Moon Lambeau channel. And so I want to welcome you to go ahead and subscribe. And a fun fact, the reason that Al Gore created the internet was so that you could subscribe to the Moon Lambeau channel when it inevitably would come to exist in the future, right? There's science behind that probably, or maybe not. Shout out to Lucky John _XRP, the Rock XRP, on the Twitters, who tagged me along with some others in the XRP community. Thank you very much for sharing this piece. But let's properly set the table, because the way that I want to do this is I want to share with you where this guy, Crypto Bitlord, is at now. Before we go into what he had to say and his stance of XRP back in the day, because you need to be aware of this, in my humble opinion, if we're going to properly cover this, right? So anyway, there's this piece from Daily Hodl, and this is from August 8th of 2019, a little over a year ago, and I covered this when it happened. But a crypto influencer has created a petition asking Ripple to stop selling XRP. Oh my gosh, it's like facepalm city up in here. Crypto Bitlord tweeted the petition out to his 102,000 followers on Monday. He's got more followers now. I'll check in a second. I think he's got 127,000 now. But sent it out, and at the time of publishing, 793 people have signed on. According to the petition, Ripple's routine sale of XRP is keeping the price of the digital asset from rising, and here's a quote. As you know, Ripple continues dumping billions and billions of XRP on the market, crashing the price. I decided to make a change to stop Ripple from dumping on us. This is so funny to me. Every day there is good news, a new banker partnership announced, but still it manages to keep on dumping. The only logical explanation is that Ripple is dumping on us, and not small amounts either, literally billions. We have seen the reports of them disclosing this, so it's fact. Now imagine a world where those coins aren't dumped, where the buyers get to buy without dumping and price suppression. You and I both know what happens. We pump and pump like the good old days. So now you know where he's coming from. He got to experience this 50,000% gain, and now he's apparently impatient with the price action because, as it turns out, there are market cycles. There are absolutely market cycles here. Ripple clearly is not dumping in some sort of nefarious fashion. They're only selling to specific strategic partners, and they also buy back XRP when it makes sense in order to manage liquidity. So the narrative he's presenting here is completely bogus. And even in terms of how much they're selling, like it's just a tiny fraction of whatever the percentage is, a very low percentage in terms of daily volume, not enough that it could possibly hold back the price in any sort of detectable way. And if you want additional proof, they were selling all throughout the parabolic cycle when XRP went from 20-something cents to almost $4. The selling then didn't hold it back, so what's the problem now? Well, I can tell you what the problem is. There's not as much demand for XRP and altcoins in general compared to a few years ago. But there are market cycles. I certainly suspect it's going to come back, which is not financial advice because I do not have a financial background, to be clear, so don't buy or sell because I'm just sharing opinions here. So you go from that, and then you have effectively this. And actually, I should mention this too. So he says, I think it's in this piece. If not, I'll just mention it. He said that he's going to he's going to fork the XRP ledger. I think he was calling it Ripple 1. He's going to fork the XRP ledger, make a clone of it, and call it Ripple 1, and then who knows what the disbursement is. He's still threatening that, and it's been over a year. Looks like it's not going to happen, but I'll tell you what, he'll find out quickly, even if he does, that it's not easy to... Well, okay, it's easy to create a new cryptocurrency. Very easy. A child could do it. A young teenager, at least, could certainly do it. But go ahead and do it, and then see if people want to buy it. See if you can even get it listed on one exchange. See if you can get partners to make sure that there's actual utility around it. And so that's why, you talk about all this and the dumping, this and that. Well, frankly, and fine, there's a lot of developers building on top of the XRP ledger today, but who got it rolling was Ripple. And without their efforts, there wouldn't even be an open market price of XRP. So it's like, holy hell, we knew what the tokenomics were from the beginning. You knew it back then, and now you've got a problem with it. And so here's the piece from today, again titled "Early Investor Who Wrote 50,000% Increase Rally Explains How to Find Crypto Assets with Parabolic Potential." A well-known crypto investor and firebrand who first entered the market in 2012 is laying out what it takes to spot parabolic bull runs before they happen in a new interview with Going Parabolic, that's a good name, by the way. That's a good name for any entity, really, and it having to do with crypto. Anyway, Crypto Bitlord reminisces about the beginning stages of XRP's rise and how everyone doubted the asset before its first big breakout. When he first paid attention to it, he says the crypto asset was valued at 0.008 cents. Whew, crazy. Oh my gosh. I would like to think that if I were there back in the day, I'd be so bold as to buy something. But man, even just dropping like $1,000 in at the price, that's insane. It would be with an absurd amount of money right now. But anyway, ahead of a 0.008 cents, ahead of a 50,000% price increase that brought the coin to its all-time high of $3.84, and that would be according to Coin Market Cap. I know that off the top of my head. Live Coin Watch, I think it's at either 391 or 392 because the way they're pulling their data, it's slightly different, but it's pretty close regardless of which source you trust. But here's a quote from Crypto Bitlord. It was going through all of that period of everybody all the Bitcoin people just hating on it, destroying it, slandering it left, right, and center. And I'm saying, look, it doesn't matter what you think of a banker's coin. It's the effing dumbest thing I've ever heard. Just have a look at what they're doing. There's some potential here. Back it. That makes sense to me. Saying, hey, Bitcoin maxi troll, go back to your bridge effectively, hang up by your dumpster fire, make sure you stay warm, Mr. Bitcoin maxi troll. And, and back then, okay, so the tokenomics of all this, which is how this is being dispersed from Ripple, which, by the way, Ripple isn't even the issuer. They were gifted this, so and as far as I'm concerned, they can do whatever the hell they want with their XRP. And I was aware of Ripple's status as a benevolent whale when I entered the world of crypto and became an XRP community member almost 3 years ago. I researched it and found out from the beginning and was aware of it. And I didn't have a problem with it because I see that they're not flooding the market. There is no evidence that they are, and it's completely absurd. This is a completely bogus argument from Crypto Bitlord, and it's just funny that he could go from saying, hey, making so much sense, hey, Bitcoin maxi troll, which is effectively what he was saying here. You don't make no damn sense. It's not some sort of banker's coin. And even if it were, it's like, there's potential here. And it's not, but even if it were, there's freaking potential here. And to go from that and be aware of the fact that Ripple has all of this XRP, not have a problem with it, but then suddenly years later, oh my gosh, after the 50,000% rally, now you've got some beef with it? And especially things were less certain back then. There was not a functional product back then utilizing XRP. Today there is things as a result, although admittedly highly risky when investing in any crypto, including XRP, way more certain than back in the day. Yet now he's got a problem with it? It's the most ridiculous thing on the frickin' planet to me. Now, the piece continues. XRP isn't the only crypto asset that BitLord got in on early. Recently, he nabbed a front row seat for the massive rallies in Polkadot and Kusama. I'm not familiar with that one. But he says the process mirrors his strategy with XRP and exemplifies what traders should do to find promising investments early on. By the way, it's more like throw a dart at a board with all of the names of the cryptocurrencies, pick one, and it's probably going to moon given enough time. At least if you were back early enough in the day, because there were alt seasons. We know that historically now. So they're making him out to be some sort of wizard here. And in my opinion, nothing against the guy personally, but they're making him out to be a wizard. And I'm telling you, like, I was here in late 2017. You could have picked, while that altcoin rally was happening, pick a coin, and it will be worth substantially more like a week or two later. It was absolutely insane. Now, inevitably, of course, it was going to crash down because that was an obvious bubble. I recognized that from the very early days of my participation in crypto, but nonetheless. Anyway, so the piece says he says, the crypto BitLord, the process mirrors his strategy with XRP and exemplifies what traders should do to find promising investments early on. Oh yes, please share with me, crypto BitLord, your sage wisdom because you're so good at logic. Well, here's what he had to say. This is a quote. When it comes to trading, this year is a really good example. I waited nearly the whole year for a trade. I was waiting for the next macro trend, the next big thing. That's how I've tried to focus on trading, is finding these macro trends, invest in the market leaders, and invest in the smaller subsidiaries. Let the market carry it. It's going to do all the work for you. You literally just need to buy and hold. I was looking for like a blue chip, something I could trust, I could really back and go solid on, something like Ethereum. It has the support, it has the infrastructure, it has the developers. It has all of the right money in the right places, and that's when something like Polkadot and Kusama jumped up on my radar. I got a lot of close friends on that thing, and we just smashed a 10x on that. Super duper, 10x. Well, I'll tell you what, XRP getting back to all-time high would be what? Would that be like 16x or something like that? I don't know exactly what the price is the second I'm recording this, but probably somewhere there about. Do we really think that XRP won't ever get back to its all-time high? Well, again, not financial advice, but it would be weird to me if it never did, because it's actually getting used. And on top of that, frankly, and I'll acknowledge this too, there's not enough people, acknowledging the importance of utility right now as I record this in September 2020. And so even without that, it's just XRP with every other altcoin. It's just following Bitcoin anyway. So it's more like just, like for me, it's just invest and hold and let the irrational humans FOMO in and panic sell and do what they do and the market cycle do what it does. And I'm just going to hold, and then eventually there'll be another parabolic cycle. That's my suspicion, and we shall see if that comes to pass. Isn't this pure silliness? It's ridiculous. So it goes from that, and then I saw this tweet earlier today. This is funny. Crypto BitLord, or maybe this was yesterday, okay? He wrote, excuse me, looking to follow heaps of new people. And by the way, I said I'd check this. Yeah, he's got 128,700 followers. Whew, that's crazy. He's putting all this tripe out about XRP. Such bogus stuff. Oh my God. You know what? It makes me want to grow my channel purely to combat his nonsense. Like that should be like my sole purpose in life at this point. Just to like try and even things out here. Anyway, so he wrote, looking to follow heaps of new people. Got any suggestions? Gonna start adding now. And then Donald Pump responded, which I think that's a funny name. And he wrote, me, I'm important, very important, and I'm big deal around here. All right. And then Crypto BitLord responded, but you've got XRP in bio. So there you go, complete 180 from recognizing that there could be something to this thing, this whole XRP thing, not having a problem with it being positioned to help the legacy financial system, being aware of the tokenomics even back then, but then for some reason, inexplicably, years later, having a problem with it after you've ridden XRP up over 50,000%. Life's weird, man. Like it doesn't make any damn sense to Moon Lambo. But there we are. I still think it's cool. Like, the story's cool, like, to have gone through that. And so I will say this before wrapping up, actually. Like, I don't know what XRP is going to be worth in the future. I'm not going to pretend to know, but I do believe it'll be worth substantially more than it is today as long as utility continues to take hold. So we could potentially have our own very wild ride, and I'm happy to sit around and have this skin in the game and see how it plays out. But that's it for this one. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!